a light holographic book, and it had the picture of the planet of Earth. And then I opened the book, and there was a holographic projection of the future of Earth. We're going to a stage where all the truth is going to come out about the systems that we have with corruption, all this stuff, and then there's going to be new systems being created. Once the Hello, my name is Rafael Garcia, and I'm a near-death experiencer. And I'll just start with the story. But basically, my whole life I've been able to see spirits, so that was something that I was able to have. And then in 2004, I had what is called an NDE without the dead trauma. So what happened was I was basically in my room, and then all of a sudden I felt the presence of a light. And then once I saw the light, I felt this overwhelming love and light, and just it was so much love that you can't even describe in words. That all you want to do is really, fly into that light. And then as the light opened up, I came to understand it was a portal into the next dimension, which is like the fourth dimension. That's how I came to understand. So everyone that has an NDE, for me, it's like they're stepping into the afterlife, but that's really kind of like the fourth dimension. Now, the whole process about once you step into the light, it's basically going into the portal. You see all your family members on the other side. So, your grandparents, your parents, whoever's on the other side, they'll be there waiting for you, give you the most incredible welcome party. And so it was really overwhelming with joy and happiness. And so I got to see all my family members. And then from there, they told me that there was a chamber of light. And they say, you need to go there. You'll have to go meet the council. And I was like, okay. So then I went into that chamber. And as when I walk into the chamber, I was able to see 12 Council of Light beings. Now, what I came to understand that these beings are actually your higher self. They're really us in the higher dimensions. But I came to understand that each one of those beings represented like a different lesson or they were here to master. So like one of the beings, for example, represented unconditional love, another one, compassion, integrity, forgiveness, letting go, patience, respect, all these virtues that we're here to learn. And that's why I came to understand that ultimately we keep coming back over and over and over through reincarnation, through soul contracts and karma, to basically being able to master all these lessons. And I came to so then that's when I got the life review. So yeah, so it was a holographic projection of my life. And as I was shown a part of my life that I was showing kindness to someone, to an old lady crossing the street, all of a sudden with this one being that represented the kindness or compassion lesson kind of lit up and told me, like, you did amazing. You were able to show this lesson of compassion. And then, maybe this other occasion where, I was able to forgive someone, and then the being of forgiveness lit up, and then basically, showed me that you did great, you were able to forgive. And, so it's like, so I came to understand that all life experiences actually are to teach us. So this is all the school. We're here learning. It's just all the school ground. Basically, coming to Earth is just a school for the soul, to be able to have this playground, to be able to experience all this duality and experiences. And that's why I have my website, which is called Decoding Life Lessons. And there I help through webinars and through one-on-one sessions. I help people decode their life lessons, right? So basically it's like, okay, well, I'm going through this experience in my life, this hardship, or whatever it is that people are going through. So we're able to decode it. And it's like, okay, well, like that's something in your soul blueprint that is basically something that you need to work on. It's like, what's the lesson to be learned in this experience? Oh, okay, well, I need to be more patient, or I need to have more trust, or I need to be to surrender, because sometimes people want to control the outcome of wanting to do something, and they get frustrated and upset and all this stuff. And then you have to surrender, because as you surrender, you let go of all blockages, and then you're able to basically the things will start manifesting in your life. So it's so incredible. Once you start understanding the mechanics that this is how things work, then the universe will start working for you. Also like fear, I think is another lesson that is really hard for people to master, because it's like, their fear of getting out of the comfort zone, their fear to going after their dreams, whatever fears people have, that's just blockages are holding you down. So ultimately, we want to overcome those fears so that ultimately we want to be able to go after our dreams. We want to go out, step out of our comfort zone. And as we are able to take off these layers of fears and judgments and these negative emotions, then we are able to heal ourselves. And then we're able to actually also, start ascending in consciousness. And then the beings of light told me that, then they showed me a circle of reincarnation. So that's when I came to see like all my lifetimes. And then I came to see that I still have 6 more lifetimes to complete the cycle of reincarnation. And then I also came to understand that, that actually all lifetimes are happening simultaneously. They're all happening now. Like, so all our lifetimes, they're happening right now, just out of parallel universe or a parallel frequency. So that was something that was really incredible to came to the realization that it's like, wow, all of my lifetimes, they're all really happening right now. They're parallel. That's why we're talking about parallel lives, from the past or the future lifetimes that we have left. They're all happening now, but they're just on different frequencies. So right now we're only focusing on this one, but there's this other lifetimes. And then after that, the Council of Light told me that they showed me that we want to show you what it is like to complete the cycle of reincarnation, because there's other schools. So then they showed me basically that once we finish complete the whole cycle of reincarnation, that's when we become ascended masters. To become an ascended master is to become a master of the lessons, of this all these lessons of passion, integrity, and all this stuff. So once you're able to graduate from the school of the cycle of reincarnation, then they told me when that happened, 3 beings of light came over, and they told me they were like my parents in that space, and they were like really advanced beings, and they told me, "Congratulations, you did amazing. Now we'll show you what comes next." And then there was other universes or other schools that we can go to. So then after, so there was one of the schools, one of the universes was like a school of the avatar realm. So that's where you become like an avatar, fifth dimensional being, like an ascended master. And then you can start incarnating in different civilizations that are more advanced. They have telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, all these abilities that but you're incarnated in civilizations more advanced. So that was one school, one universe. And they're actually universes, which I came to see that there were just schools. Each universe is a school. And then in that one universe was like the universe of the Avatar universe. And then there was another universe, which was like the Akashic Record universe. And in that universe, you actually became an Akashic Record keeper. And again, there's levels in each one of those universes of ascension and evolution within each one of those universes. But that was another school. And then there was another school, which was like the school of the creator school, where you become like a creator, like a creator of planets, creator of stars, of galaxies and universes. So you become a creator. So that was another school. So there's just other schools that we can go to after we complete the cycle of reincarnation, which was something that I thought it was incredible. And they told me, this is something that the world needs to know. And I was just like, oh, that's so fascinating. So I was really happy to see that there's other schools. So even finishing the cycle of reincarnation, that's not even the end. It's just the beginning of other schools or other universes we can go to. And then after that, they told me, okay, you did great. And then I stepped out of that. And then I saw the Akashic Records. And as I saw the Akashic Records is just a library in the astral realm. And in this library, I saw columns of light that were going to eternity. And I just saw these columns of light. And I saw souls from all over the universe. There was from all different civilizations and planets. And they were all taking their books. And they were like, either individually, they were the record keepers giving their books. And they were like by themselves reading it. Or there were like small groups. And then there was like tables, there were like benches, and there were actually and rooms as well. So people were like either with your family members that you're looking at your books together, um, you know, or different things like that people are able to look at the records and of their lifetimes and different things. And then so I was just in awe as I was watching that everybody from all over the universe looking at the records. And then after that, the Council of Light. The record keepers came and grabbed a book and then just gave me the book. And as I saw the book, it was like a light holographic book, and it had the picture of the planet of Earth, and then it also had like symbols, and it was like saying like the divine plan of Earth. And then I opened the book, and there was a holographic projection of the future of Earth. And that basically we're going to go through right the next years. There's going to be there's going to be we're going to a stage where all the truth is going to come out about the systems that we have with corruption, all this stuff. So all that's going to come out, and then there's going to be new systems being created. Once the systems are revealed with the corruption, the new systems come in, and then I saw there's going to be unions. Like I saw the creation of the American Union with Canada, US, Mexico, and then eventually all America. And then I saw the creation of the African Union, the Asian Union, the Arabic Union. And then, of course, this is kind of like based on the European Union. And then I saw that there was going to be all these unions. And then I saw that basically there was going to be no more borders, no more poverty, and that it was going to be a unity consciousness for the collective. So that was like the divine plan that I saw of the planet. And actually now I'm working on a project from that knowledge that I gained from that book, from the Book of Earth, what I saw. I'm creating a website right now. It's called Project Utopia 2025, based on my vision from the Book of Earth. So basically, it's just like what I'm creating right now with my wife. We're creating this is an idea sharing platform that we want to launch next year. And basically, it'll be for the creation of the new system that we need to create as a collective. So in politics, in healthcare, in education, in jobs. So because the systems are about to collapse, so then there's new systems that we need to create as a collective. So we want to create like this platform where different people can come in and share their ideas, and through webinars and through different social networks that we can work together. But that'll be for next year. And then after that, after the Akashic Records gave me the book, I was able to see the future of Earth. And then they showed me too, like I came to see that once we reach that utopia, where the whole planet it's at peace, and there's no more wars and no more poverty, all this stuff, that basically that's not even the end. That's basically when basically humanity is ready to join the Galactic Federation. So then there'll be many civilizations that will be coming to us, and then they'll be living among us, and we'll like, oh yeah, you guys are part of a Galactic Federation, and then actually know more about the parallel universes and the federations in the other universes. So it'd be more of a multiverse consciousness for our planet, and we'll be integrated into the future of the other civilizations. So that's what I saw at the Akashic Records, and then from there, I came to see that there was like different dimensions of evolution, that we all get to evolve in all these dimensions of realms. And so that was incredible to see. And then at that point, I came to explore the different dimensions. And so then I went I saw that basically all of us get to evolve in this like school, like grades. That the first dimension, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10th, the 12th. So there's all these levels that we all ascend as we evolve. There's an ascension process. And so then I saw that the first level was like the quantum realm. So we get to experience ourselves as atoms in the quantum fields. So that was one experience. So as we came to experience ourselves as an atom. And then I actually, went into that realm. So then I became the atom. And as I became the atom, I got to see that the atom is actually, I was in the nucleus of the atom. And then I saw the electrons, but then I saw that there were symbols all over the atom. So then there's like all this. So then I came to realize that it's not empty space in the atom. It's actually full of symbols. Kind of like the symbols that I saw. They were kind of like the symbols in the Matrix. And then, so which I thought it was fascinating, but that was something else I wanted to share with the world. It's like, no, the atom is not empty space. It's actually full of symbols. So that's what I saw. And that was the kind of like dimension one. And then dimension two, it was another experience. And then that was more like where we get to become like microorganisms, and we get to become animals and plants. So that was another realm or another level of experience. And then the third dimension is kind of like where we're at now. That's like the human experience that we're having in duality and having all these experiences. learning from all of our experiences. That was the third. And then the fourth dimension, that's it. And again, they're like games. That's how I came to understand them. So the fourth dimension, basically, it's a realm of transparency, of integrity, and compassion, which is where we are standing as a collective right now. We're entering this fourth dimension as a collective, and that's basically that's why all the systems not based on these pillars, they're about to collapse because nothing if it's not based on transparency and integrity, it will collapse because we're entering the fourth dimension. Now, as they collapse, then there's going to be new systems, right? So all the systems are going to be created. There'll be systems based on these pillars, like blockchain and AI, and then it'll be more like, okay, let's finally have world peace and this. So then that was the fourth dimension, and then also the fourth dimension. That's time, right? So that's where we're going to start becoming aware that we are multidimensional. So this is the fourth dimension, and also like all the theories, like in quantum mechanics, like string theory, simulation theory, parallel universe theory, black universe theory, like all these theories are actually going to be proven scientifically. I would say within the next 10 years, they will be actually proven scientifically. And then that's going to be our new reality, our new 4D reality will be that, yes, we are, like string theory is real. So we live in a universe full of dimensions. That's the new reality, which is, I'm talking about the dimensions. As many people now are talking about the dimensions. There's many documentaries now. There's a lot of different speakers talk about the different dimensions. So yeah, so string theory is real, the different dimensions, that's going to be the new reality. The new reality is going to be that parallel universes are real. Basically, we live all these parallel lives, right? That we're multidimensional. And at the same time, the reincarnation is real. So that's basically what this new reality will be. And then also that simulation theory, it's real. So like we're living in a simulation as well. And then also, in the simulation theory, I personally have experienced it too, where I have seen the simulation, kind of like in the movie The Matrix. So I remember seeing like all of a sudden my whole scenery landscape, it ended up turning into codes, like everything. So then I saw The Matrix. I was able to see all the codes in The Matrix and the simulation, and then I was able to just to experience that and realize that we're in a simulation. So yeah, so then that's going to be proven the reality that we're in a simulation. And then the black universe theory is also just the past, present, and future is coexistent. And then all these concepts of like time travel, quantum jumping, these are things that are going to become the new reality. Because I have been able to quantum jump as well to different lifetimes. That's in the fourth dimension that you can start having access to your other lifetimes. So this is something too that a lot of people that are going to be having their awakenings or are going to be maybe having an NDE. If they have an NDE, a lot of people are going to start having access to these other lifetimes. And basically what happens is you start quantum jumping your consciousness from this lifetime into a parallel universe to another lifetime. So it's possible to do that. I and about time travel. So it's the same thing, quantum jumping and time travel. That's actually the same thing. And that's something that we can do in the fourth dimension. So that's basically, the fourth dimension. And then there's the fifth dimension. Okay, so then the fifth dimension, that's more of the avatar of the ascended master level of consciousness. Now, at the fifth dimension, basically, you have already mastered all the lessons. You've become an ascended master. You already have seen all your lifetimes completely. You have actually, at that point, you can become the collective throughout time and space. So you can become anyone through our history. You become all of the whole collective in the fifth dimension. And then from there, then you start ascending in the fifth dimension. So then at that point, you start incarnating in other civilizations across the universe that are more advanced as a fifth dimensional being. So then you incarnate, for example, like as in a Palladian or as an Acturian or as a Lyrian, then you can start, incarnating in more advanced civilizations with more advanced abilities like telepathy and telekinesis and teleportation and you can start having access to the codes, like because we're in a simulation, like the whole thing is a sim. So then at the fifth dimension, these avatars are working with the codes, and you're working with modifying the codes. You're working kind of like in the movie The Matrix again, like Neo. You get to that level where you can start modifying codes, and then you can start working with the grids as well. So there's like grids around the Earth, around all the planets actually. There is like this energetic lead lines, grids that have codes as well. So then at that fit, these are beings that are working at that level. They're working with the grids, they're working with the Earths, they're working with different star systems. So that's more of the fifth dimension. You can also become conscious of maybe thousands of lifetimes at the same time. And so that was the fifth dimension. And then the sixth dimension, that was like kind of you kind of surpass the humanoid experience. And then you start becoming a creator of planets. At the sixth dimension, that's the sixth dimensional beings basically are the creator of planets. And the creator of planets basically create the divine plan of the divine plan for the planets. They create the different life forms. They create the whole simulation, the whole algorithm of the simulation. So because it's all a game, so the sixth dimensional beings create this algorithm that all souls keep evolving from dimension one to eventually to dimension six. And then as people progress and start going up in frequencies, they start having more access to information, right? So then all of a sudden, a lot of people all over the world are starting to have access to the codes. So that's more of a fifth dimensional frequency. So then you start having two codes, and then you start having access to the grid. So you create this game as the sixth dimensional beings start creating games for people that start ascending. So like, okay, well, now they're going to start becoming aware that there's all these grids on the Earth, and then I'm going to put a games for them so that they can manipulate the codes, and then so that they can activate the codes, because the whole thing with the grid lines, it's about activating your codes within ourselves. We all have a DNA code, and each one of our codes has a specific signature. So as we're evolving more, we can basically activate our own DNA, our own program into the grids. And then as we put in our codes, specific code signature, because we're like computer programs. So our specific program, we can put that into the grid. And then that, as we put in those codes into the grid, we're able to help with the ascension of the planet. So this is what grid workers are doing. So I'm working with a couple other grid workers right now too. So we basically are working with the codes. So we're like working with sending our codes into the grids of the Earth, and then that's basically, as we send those codes into the grids, all those codes go to all over the world to all the people, so that they can start being activated within them. So it's an activation where as people start getting activated, then people will start having more experiences, and people will start whatever it is in their own signature code. Like if they're supposed to maybe come up with a new idea for technology, if they're supposed to create a new system in politics, if they're supposed to maybe bring out more teachings about the dimensions, if they're supposed to talk about simulation, whatever it is, like people will start getting activated. And then also this activation can help people start having out-of-body experiences, astral traveling, and starting having more access to telepathy, starting having more access to access in the different dimensions, maybe start accessing different universes, different lifetimes. So this whole thing about the sixth dimension is basically that's kind of how it works. But yeah, there's the creator of the planets, and then there's the seventh dimension. Then after that, you get to the seven. The seven is basically the creator of stars. So then you start creating stars in that realm, and then you also become the star. So yeah, that's the other thing that I became the stars. I became the planets. So that was one of the really incredible experiences that I had as I became these beings. So then the seven is the creator of stars. The eight is the creator of galaxies. So I remember I became an eight-dimensional being, and then I was creating galaxies. And there's like schools, there's just levels, but basically you become a creator of galaxies. And then dimension nine, that's basically the universal consciousness. That's where you become the universe, and that's where you create the universe. So that's the ninth dimension. And then the 10th dimension, it's the multiverse, and you start creating different universes, and then you start becoming all the universes. And then dimension 11, that's basically the source consciousness. So the source, basically how I experience it, was a source with 12 different universes around with the multiverse. There was 12 of them. So the way I have experienced it is like this source that decided to divide itself in 12 small parts. And then in each one of those, it's a universe or school. And we're in one of those universes. And then, like I said, the other universe that I saw was the Avatar. And then I saw the Akashic Records, the creator. There's a couple different, there's like the time travel universe, there's the quantum entangled universe, there's the time travel universe. There's just a couple different universes that we can go to learn all these different abilities and information from all these different universes. And then from there, there's the 12th dimension. Now, the 12th dimension was basically what is beyond source, because beyond source, there's other sources as well. So I came to see that there was like other sources out there as well that were basically also with their own universes. And they were all basically, yeah, they were. And then at that level, you can start communicating with other sources that are also creating different universes and different laws and different games. And then so then that's what I saw and then I came back and then I came to realize that yes, that there's basically that we basically get to evolve, in consciousness and dimensions. And then I came to realize that yeah, that all along that we're in a simulation or in a dream. So that's what I came to understand when I was in that space. This was just basically a realm where we take these avatar bodies, right? This is like the simulation from our higher self is at the fifth dimension. So I came to see my higher self at the fifth dimension, and then I got to see like thousands of bubbles of which each one of those bubbles around me, and each one of those bubbles was a lifetime. And then I came to see that as my higher self was looking at all those projections, that basically it was just a simulation. They were all simulations. And then that I had created all these other lifetimes just for the experience. This is all for the experience, and it's all for the evolution, just to experience and to evolve. And then I was able to, I'll share with the audience too, as far as like some of the lifetimes that I was able to go into. So I was able to quantum jump and go into some of those lifetimes. Like, I remember going into my first lifetime. As I went into that bubble, I remember traveled in a wormhole, and I went, and then all of a sudden I went inside that bubble. And as I entered that bubble or the lifetime, I remember flying. All of a sudden, I'm like flying like a comet, and I'm going flying in the earth, and then I see the landscape of the earth, and then all of a sudden I see Scandinavia, and I see the landscape of what's now known as Sweden, and I'm flying, and then I'm flying into the lands, I'm flying into all the nature, the trees, and then I see a little village, and then I see a little house, and then I go in there, and then there was a Viking, a man with his babies and his kids and his wife, and all of a sudden I went inside him, and then I realized that I'm carrying this baby, and I'm like, God, this is me in this lifetime as this avatar that I'm like a Viking. And then I remember there for like 5 seconds, and I was looking at my wife, and they're like, my kids were running around, and I was just like, oh my God, this is incredible. And then I came out of my body, and then I went back to my higher self, and then my higher self, and then put me in another lifetime, and then I was like in Greece, and all of a sudden I'm like, again the same thing. I travel in a warm and I see like Greece, and then I go in, and then I see this man talking, and then all of a sudden I go in him, and he's giving like a talk about democracy, and some, it's just, I don't know, a philosopher that is kind of talking about, that we need to create a system for the people, and then here, and I'm in the middle of, talking to I don't know, like a Senate that I'm talking to, and then I'm pulled out again, and then I was like, and then I went inside another life bubble or another lifetime where I was an African American slave. So I remember going in there, and then I saw the America, and then I go in, and then I went into this man that it was like he was in chains, and then I was like, oh my God, like this is incredible. And then I went out, and then I was also to quantum jump to a future lifetime where I'm going to be living in London, and but this was a little different because this was actually in a different way. This was when I was living in London. I mean, I was living in Cambridge, and I was in London in the underground. And as I was there in the underground, all of a sudden a portal opened up, and then I was able to time travel to the future. And then as this portal opened up, I was able to see that in the future, like there was like, oh, get your apartment in Mars, or go to University of Mars, or go, get your apartment at the moon, and just different planets, Venus, or we're going to be living in different planets. And then all of a sudden, this man appear, and then all of a sudden, I went into his body, and then I realized that I had time travel, and then I had been that was me in the future lifetime. And then I just realized, like, and then I went back to Raphael, and then I just realized that I had just crossed the veil from a parallel life in a parallel universe, that I was able to have access. And more and more people will start having access to their different lifetimes. So I think that's something too that I really want to help people with. And I'm teaching webinars about time traveling and about quantum jumping. But ultimately what I came to understand is that you want to it's about letting go of all attachments. Like, kind of like that's the ultimate, because as we let go of attachments, I mean, and attachments is from things that hurt us or things that we cannot let go, from whatever it is, from your childhood, from your parents, from relationships, from whatever, life circumstances that you lost something. So at the end, it's all to teach you. So at the end, the lesson is to let go of all attachments, because at the end, that's the ultimate lesson. And that's how we can quantum jump. The more we master the non-attachments, the more we can start having access to this ability, so to this quantum jumping to other lifetimes. Because if you go into this, because this is by stages too, that you have these experiences, right? Maybe first is like you become aware of all these experiences, and then two, you start having you can start quantum jumping. But then that's the second level, and then the third level is like to be really ready to go a little deeper into those lifetimes. But if you go into those lifetimes, you got to be ready, because there might be, if you go into one lifetime and then you see your family, your kids in the other lifetime, you got to be ready to understand that this is all a simulation anyway, that it's okay, but then you can go be there for a little bit and then come back again to this lifetime. And then another thing that I learned too from this was basically that we can, as we become multidimensional, aware that all these other lifetimes are happening, we can then start quantum jumping different abilities that we can bring from those other lifetimes. So I saw that, like, for example, like, okay, in this lifetime, I don't know, I was a healer, I was a shaman. So then I can start bringing, so then if I can connect to that version of me in this other lifetime, and then I can bring that version of me into this lifetime, because it's all me, right? It's all me in those fractions of the other lifetimes. So then I can bring that ability to this lifetime. Or if I was a writer, maybe, if I start, of course, you have to meditate and you have to let go of attachments, all this stuff. But maybe I was a writer, then maybe I can bring it to this lifetime. And then I can maybe start writing, start connecting to that ability that I have as a writer. Or, maybe I was a banker and I was whatever doing this in this lifetime. So then maybe you can connect to that lifetime and then bring that energy into this lifetime. So that's something that I think is fascinating. And I think more and more information is coming out with different teachings. Like, I think one of it, there's a guy that, I forgot his name, but he talks about quantum jumping. Basically, he talks about that. And there's many people now talking about it, that we can start bringing different aspects of ourselves into this lifetime to do like multidimensional manifestation. So I think that's something that is also fascinating to be able to talk about, that we can start having access to this, our multidimensionality, and then we can start bringing those, whatever things we want from our other lifetimes, if it's gifts, if it's energy, if it's maybe abundance, or whatever it is that we want to bring, like we can bring them into this lifetime, so so that's like basically some of the experiences that I had from IANDS. So, and then from there, I basically was able to, then at that point, I remember thinking that I wanted to come back, because it wasn't like the right time for me. And my sister was pregnant, and also, I don't know, I asked to see if I could come back, because I already knew everything that's ahead, right? I already knew about the Council of Light, and then I already knew that that we keep coming back, and then I already knew all the dimensions. So I kind of I get to see what's beyond, right? And so I just asked the Council of Light, the 12 beings of light, if I could come back to share this information, and I just felt like it wasn't the right time. I asked for an extension, actually. I mean, I did want to stay, but I asked for an extension, And then they said, yeah, you can go back. And then I came back and then, but I really wanted to go back, but I guess it was like, I'm so supposed to share all this information with the world. And that's why, I believe that that's why I had this experience. And there's like so many people now sharing their experiences. I think we're all here just to help everyone, to let them know that there's not the end, like if for all the people that are going to be, whatever, crossing over soon, or maybe they had someone in a family member that passed away or something, like this is not the end. I mean, it's just the beginning, right? And again, it's like there's way more than like, so then there's the different realms, and then there's all your family members on the other side, and there's the council of light, and then there's schools, there's a lot of, and then there's different dimensions, and then, we keep coming back. I mean, according to my experience, and it's like you keep coming back. Basically, we keep coming back to master the lessons. And then, so I think that's probably one of the most beautiful gifts that all NDEs get to share, is like we get to say that there's so much love. It's so much love in the afterlife and in the higher dimensions from the fourth and up, that is like there's nothing to fear, absolutely nothing. I mean, and you don't even, like, death doesn't exist. Like, it's our soul keeps going, like it's just, these are just cloths of like, a suit that we wear. It's an avatar that we wear on just to come and experience, and then we continue, like then you get a new suit, right? A new avatar. So I think that's probably one of the most, the basic, one of the best messages, or more basic messages, that all Indians are telling the world, is that there is no death, that basically that we are immortal beings, right? And that we keep coming back. And then for me, it's more like I have been able to see the dimensions, like that. It's not just that we keep coming back, but it's like then there's evolution of dimensions that we keep going, So it's not even we finish the cycle of reincarnation. That's not even the end. That's just that's just a level, and then there's higher dimensions, right? Then we get to become avatars or ascended masters, and then we get to become creators of planets and stars and galaxies and all these things. So I think that's like the main messages that I'm bringing, to everybody, that just that, yeah, there is more to it than these experiences. And then basically that yeah. So my goal now is to basically teach about all this stuff. So that's why I have my website is Decoding Life Lessons, and I teach webinars, and I teach one-on-one. And so I help people to understand, to decode their life lessons, and then I help people, the ones that are interested to learning more about how to let go, of attachments, how to let go of suffering, how to let go of fear, or if you want to learn more about the fourth dimension, or time travel, or quantum jumping. So I teach these kind of classes, or with these kind of topics that you can find. And then in my other website that I'm working on with my wife Linda, which is Project Utopia 2025. We're still working on the website. We're not done yet, but basically it's just to bring like a platform of like a for like a social platform for people to bring different ideas, how to create a better system for the world. It's a sharing ideas platform that we're creating, basically, where how can we create a better system in politics, and a better system in economics, for the jobs of the future, and for healthcare, for the environment, just to bring different people from all over the world to come up with different ideas. So how can we create a better system to basically reach this utopia that we're heading to? And so that's Project Utopia 2025, and that's those are the two websites that you can find me. And yeah, anybody has any questions, please contact me. And if you want to learn more, about the afterlife, or about quantum jumping, time traveling, or any questions you might have, I'll be happy to answer your questions. Or if you want to be going to some of my webinars, to learn more, I'll be happy to help everyone. So yeah, thank you.